Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Devs Like Us. Today we have a special episode with a special guest. A little bit of a background. He is a professional software development engineer with more than 12 years of experience, an expert in C#, SQL, ASP.NET technologies, and good knowledge of some front-end technologies. Also, a great expertise in low-code platforms, which we just recently talked about a few episodes ago. One in particular is known as Outsystems. Good general experience with JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Advanced skills in backend layer applications. Develops several APIs, microservices, reporting, and business process modules. And really passionate about learning new skills and adapting to new tech trends as fast as they are becoming available. So without further ado, we'd like to welcome Hector.
Welcome, Hector.
Hey, Hector. Welcome,
hey,
welcome.
Guys. Thank you for having me here.
Did I leave anything off? I know, being in the tech career for 12 plus years, that comes with a lot, a lot of experience, a lot of exposure to different things and such.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, when you were reading the kind of introduction, I don't know. I was thinking, is he talking about me or someone else? Or... Yeah,
That's all you, Hector.
Sounds okay. I mean, it's a little bit. I mean, because I'm kind of reaching. I'm 35. I mean, I'm kind of getting older. I'm not getting any younger. So yeah. If you see on this journey, it's not that much. I mean, I've been focused at the beginning of my career and made most of it on Microsoft technologies, right? .NET, C#, and all the evolution till .NET Core. But now these days, I'm kind of focused and more passionate, really, and enthusiastic also with the low-code platform, especially ones called Outsystems that I'm using much these days.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. So Hector, with like 12 years is a long time, right? What was your starting point? When did you know you wanted to become a software engineer? Like, what's your origin story? What made you want to become an engineer?
To be honest, it's not like something. I gotta be honest. I come from a family of 4 brothers. I'm the youngest one, so actually my oldest brother and my middle brother, they both studied computer engineering.
Okay.
So I was at the beginning focusing towards something not same. I was my first choice was mechatronics, like robotics and all that stuff.
Nice.
But somehow I ended up like I don't know. My mom maybe convinced me or whatever. They said, "Hey, why don't you follow the same path? I mean, they're doing good, and maybe okay, then I'll do it." But yeah, I really liked it, and fortunately, there's a lot of work here. It's a highly on-demand career, thankfully these days.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, it remains the same for a while till the automation and robots replace us.
Yeah.
Which I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it has been a great career so far. I mean, I think close to 14 years maybe, because I started around 2007, 2008 ish.
Okay.
And yeah, basically doing software development, a little bit of everything, many different projects. I'm located in Mexico, in Guadalajara. Guadalajara is kind of the second largest city in Mexico. Obviously, after Mexico City, it's known as the Silicon Valley in Mexico. Obviously, nothing compared to the US and everything, but it's kind of where most tech companies come and get the resources from Mexico and even Latin America here. It's like a technology hub here in Mexico.
That is awesome. Okay, I have to ask, and I know this wasn't on the planned questions. So all your brothers are engineers. What have you all had? Do you all have heated debates or help each other go back and forth?
Yeah, just two. Well,
Oh, just two. Sorry.
actually three. One of them is an architect.
Okay.
Two are also computer engineer. We studied same career, and the other one is like an industrial engineer.
Oh, gotcha.
Nice.
So one architect, four engineers.
Awesome.
But actually, in terms of software engineers, I'm the only one who's actually doing software engineer and has been doing software engineer for a while.
So do you still take jabs at your brothers to say software engineering is better than the rest?
I don't really mind. I mean, my older brother is more on focused more on infrastructure and networking and messaging systems, and he's like specialized in that area.
Nice.
There's also a lot of job there. My middle brother, he's more into. He has a PhD actually. He went more towards the research, investigation, and he's actually working on a big university here in Guadalajara. So he went towards more of that side, and I'm the one who went. The one who went to commercial side. I just want the money. I said I just want the money on the commercial side.
Definitely an answer people need to give more.
So you said that you originally started out looking at robotics and things like that. Have you actually dabbled in that at all with software development? Just because a lot of robotics is coming into the software development side of things, where it's like someone else can put it together, but software developers are being the people who work on the software portion of it to make it move and things.
Yeah, I was obviously at the beginning. I was really interested. If you mean that, if I was interested in doing more of a lower, how do you call it? Like more coding on the lower side, like more towards
the low level.
Low level, exactly, like embedded or kind of. At the beginning, yeah, I was hoping to get there, but the destiny and the market took me to more high level and commercial use. So yeah, I mean, at the beginning, I even started doing I remember I bought a book about Intel microprocessors, and because I wanted to get more low level.
Oh man, that's the good stuff.
That's
the good stuff.
But I honestly, I never did. I mean, maybe during my professional practice, I did a little bit, but then I started to get more on the commercial side, on the end user applications, basically.
That's nice.
Awesome.
It's nice that you mentioned the microprocessor side, because I feel like it's in at least as far as like what they taught us in education, it was kind of like a light brush off over it. But I know I did more of an engineering side where we took a deeper dive, and like I definitely had a bigger appreciation for easier languages, because trying to remember how assembly worked, where you're dealing with how much memory you can use, your certain commands, it made me think a lot more logically. But at the same time, like I would remember kind of doing like C++ and C#, and it's like, oh, I could code as much as I want here, versus like, being very specific with how much memory I use for each instruction and each command kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's how we all started, especially guys from my age and around our age, or maybe older than me. We started with C, and NCC, C++, kind of towards low level, middle, low level. But then, I mean, even now I'm doing low code. So
nice.
I'm starting by more passionate about low level, and then I'm doing low code, which is kind of, I don't know if the opposite, but it's really different.
Yeah, and I love that part of your story, because I think that drives home the point, right? So you have the abilities to do all this low-level code and working on a lower level, but now you're higher up on the stack, and you still I'm assuming seeing like the benefits of being able to like save time on a lot of these things. So I guess what's your standpoint, Hector, too, on the low code, no code movement, and I guess can you speak to the folks who think like it's I guess it's
the end of the world.
Yeah, the end of the world. Like we've worked so hard to learn these things, and now this is here. What's your stance, or what do you have to say about low code? Or
yeah, that's really a great point. I mean, I would say it's not the end of the world. I would say it's the beginning of the world, or the beginning of a new world, which is I mean, there's like a new. Many cool stuff that we could do, and we could explode with this with these new low code, no code trends. I know a lot of people see them as just tools, like tools. You can use, or you can you go to the I don't know if you know the Wix. There is a page Wix where you can do web pages, and people think low code or no code is like that, but it's obviously nothing like that, right?
Right.
Especially the one I'm using, Outsystems, which is kind of the one of the biggest one. There are several, but it's one of the one at the top. No, man, it's really great. I mean, at the beginning I was kind of hesitant as well. I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna code. I'm just gonna drag and drop and design flows. And what is this? I mean, but then I started liking it because you focus on what you need to do.
Makes sense.
Because previously I come from obviously all this background I have with Microsoft technologies, and software development comes with a process, right? You do your stories, you test, and then you have to do all some other time-consuming goes in doing non-coding work, which can be done automated, which you actually don't need to do, like infrastructure thing. Like, okay, yeah, now you need to compile, now you need to deploy here, now you need to do this, now you need to do this, pass through this unit test, now you do this thing, and those things are time-consuming, right? And time is money. Without system, it's just, okay, I'm done with my work. You just click one button, everything is automated. Basically, some seconds, depending on how fast your network is, how big your application is, right? But it's normally seconds, and there's your pipeline, there's everything, and now I finish my work and I click a button. It's there on our dev environment. We can test it. You want to move it to test? Okay, there we go to the lifetime we have, and we just click a couple of more buttons, and now it's migrated. So yeah, I like that part. It's kind of a really different mindset, because I mean, a lot of people, see that they don't like, because they think it's like they're not programming and they're gonna stop programming for the rest of their life. And I mean, it's like maybe they consider it's an insult to their intelligence, or I don't know, but it's not like that, because it is programming actually. You're coding, but in a different way. And besides what a lot of people think, these low-code platforms, especially Outsystems, which I've been using for a while, it's not exactly for people who don't code. I mean, because sometimes people think that, okay, I'm the business guys can then use this platform and then design their stuff. It's not like that, because sure, you can achieve things done really fast with a low-code platform. In terms of minutes, you can have an application running, but you can also create a big mess. As fast as you can create a really good thing, you can create a big mess with the same speed.
Right.
So obviously, it's not. You need to have some background on software, or at least have some proper training to use this. It's like software engineering in general. You need to know the general architecture and design patterns and everything, and the best practices. It applies. It's the same thing.
Awesome.
Basically.
So Hector, I had a follow-up question. So with Outsystems, with that framework, so I've seen some where you can build it out within an interface, and then you but like they don't the framework doesn't give you access to the code afterwards, or how's OutSystem as far as like the code? Like, is it generating the code, and do you have access and like a whole code base after that? Like, say if something was to happen to OutSystems, could you continue to manage it your own or from a business standpoint?
Yeah, well, actually, I know the general about that. The generals, I mean, during your, because I mean, with OutSystems, obviously you need to have a contract to work with OutSystems in an enterprise way. Obviously, if you guys or the guys watching, you can go to OutSystems page and download with your personal environment, and it's free. You guys can do it, and you can just sign it with your email, and you can use it, and it's totally free. Obviously, you cannot do production stuff there. It's just for playing and testing and learning and all that stuff, right? But once you have, for example, your contract with with enterprise, during that you will have to obviously you will have to use OutSystem. But if something ever happens, or if you decide to use OutSystem, yeah, you have a code base, and basically all the backend code right now, as I know, is on the .NET side. Basically, they just give you Visual Studio solutions and all that stuff. And if you do mobile applications, I think they also do give you the native code, because you can also do mobile stuff. But yeah, that's in the scenario where you stop the contract or whatever. I mean, at the end, the user or the end user owns the code, or the company owns the code, right? OutSystem is just the platform that helps you generate that code faster, and also comes with the infrastructure. You don't need to worry about if you decide to go with the cloud services, because I believe they charge you, and the cloud services come already, so you don't need to worry about infrastructure and everything. So yeah, well, that's just taking advantage of all it, but all the thing, right? But at the end, the company should decide about what are the best needs, right? Depending on the requirements and everything.
That's awesome.
So Hector, how did you? So you kind of talked about it at the beginning when you first were introduced to low code, and so how did you get introduced to it, and how was that transition for you?
Okay, it was kind of by I don't know how to say, maybe by destiny or luck, or I don't know how to say. I was actually in my previous job, it was with a client located in New York. Okay. I started working with them. First of all, with a contractor here in Mexico, and they hired me as a .NET developer, because they needed .NET developers, and basically they needed to do some initial stuff, but actually the main work or the main task was to migrate everything to OutSystems, and the code base was in .NET. So basically that's why they needed, because OutSystems developers are still not easy to find. I mean, the community is growing and growing, but maybe 2 or 3 years back, still it's difficult to find. So I got there and I started learning, and then suddenly the project became 100% OutSystems. It's not migrating, it's just doing enhancements, like a regular project, doing enhancement, bug fixing, all that stuff, but everything in OutSystems, right? So yeah, that's how I got there. It was kind of, as all the new technologies and the companies do, they kind of encourage you to do certifications. So I did the first web developer certification. Then after that year, we took like a higher level course with architecture and design things, and also came with a second certification, which was the professional certification, which they gave us for free if you want to take it. If you didn't, they didn't force you to take it. I took the shot and I passed it, fortunately.
Nice.
So I got my other certification, and here I am. And I also, some months back, I started with actually a friend here in Guadalajara contacted me with for a new project. Actually, he's kind of a CTO in a new company. He contacted me. I need to do this. So and we have this. We have these resources because this company, this is like a startup, but this startup comes from this other company. So basically, there's money on it. There's investment. So I think, okay, then if you need these things and it's fast, we can use Outsystems. So actually, we started using Outsystems in that other project as well. And I'm kind of leading the Outsystems team. I also joined recently the user group in Mexico, Latin America as well, which we are holding like monthly or quarterly like user group sessions, and where experts share their experience and all those things, which is interesting. I mean, the community just started in Mexico, and hopefully it will be like a long journey.
So I know you mentioned, as far as low code, you like how you kind of get straight to business. One thing I thought that was pretty interesting about, that thought is that, a lot of people fear no code, low code, but, for certain projects that you work on, you kind of use the similar processes as far as like, you build functionality that you continue to use from project to project, but when you think about kind of like the low code, no code, it takes a lot of that out from, the single engineer or the group of engineers that kind of just keep using the same library or something like that. But now being able to kind of just drag and drop and put things in places and, taking out a lot of the smaller task of similarities to previous things, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Taking out a lot of the redundancy between tasks from one project to another.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, okay, so I thought I was muted. So yeah, it's for sure, it's a lot of saving on time there. There is Outsystems has the capability to also. It's kind of robust in the terms that you can develop services, you can develop libraries, you can develop even kind of a lower level infrastructure application that everybody will use, and go from the bottom top as a regular project. So in that sense, it will be similar to any software engineering project. But yeah, I mean, there is a lot of time saving and in reusing stuff but again, the issues will happen depending on the architecture and the design you follow, right? Because you can also have mess if you start creating a lot of dependencies here and there. Mm-hmm. It will be messy, right? You need to again repeat, as any other project, you need to follow like the best practices guidelines to not to like cross dependencies and upwards and all that stuff, right? To avoid those things. But yeah, in that sense, it's really great.
Very true, very true. So Hector, you have a lot of experience. I mean, 12 plus years, that means you're definitely doing a lot of things right. What advice would you give to someone that's looking to become a software engineer?
What advice? Just do it. I mean, I like that. What advice can I give you? I mean, just start doing it and like it. I mean, I cannot tell you to like it because it's not something that you can control. But if you want to do it, just go for it, and don't be afraid. Just keep. Maybe one important point will be, and also that helps motivation on the people, is keep learning. No matter how much experience you have, just keep learning, because a year passes and then another new framework comes, and then another next month you have another JavaScript framework, and next month you have another one, and then you have a new way of programming, and then you have this, and then you have this, blah 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 blah. So just keep learning. You won't be, obviously, there's a time that you need to focus on something, but as long as you keep learning and motivating, you keep your motivation up, I mean, things will flow, I guess. Things will flow. And that's it. I mean, study, learn, do a lot of, for software engineers, algorithms are the key part, I guess.
Yes.
The rest is you can learning. Rest is infrastructure, and if you like Python, if you like JavaScript, if you like C#, Java, whatever, you'll learn it, right? But algorithms are kind of even Outsystems is in Outsystems is algorithm, but just in a flow. As I remember at the beginning of my career, I didn't have programming in my first semester, but I have algorithms, which I really appreciated. They removed that subject. I don't know why, because I think it's important to have it at the beginning before going to code.
Makes sense.
Just a piece of paper or whatever, just do the algorithms. Start and do this, if, cycles, basic stuff. You need to master that stuff before going to any other thing. Those are the keys. I mean, algorithms and general best practices on design, architecture. Those are the rest is just technology. Technology changes every day.
Yes.
Yes. I guess so. To another question, I guess in regard to that, as you mentioned, is changing every day. You know, compared to when you started, and to kind of like how we are now with things changing. You know, pretty much every second. What are some ways that you found that are easiest to stay current? I know you say learn, but what are some methods that you use to kind of keep yourself, you know, up to what's going on in the tech world today?
Okay. Once you are in this area, you kind of because also the market forces you in a way. I mean, if you will, unless you live in a cave or somewhere or outside this world, and you don't know about if you're in software engineer and are not aware of at least a couple of new trends, then you're kind of lost, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and then that depends. If you want to make a decision and try to study pick one of those, then you go for it. Take a course or use a little spare time that you have from your daily activities. There's a lot of courses. You don't need to pay. Nowadays, you don't need to pay. You go to YouTube. You go to, I don't know, w3school.com. I don't know. There are a lot of pages there that teach you code, any technologies for free. Just go there and keep an eye always on the new trends. I always have it's always good to maybe go to Google and say, okay, what are the trends? You can use Stack Overflow or any other page. Okay, these are like the technologies that people ask more about, and then you get the idea. Okay, maybe Python is on demand, or maybe Node.js is on demand. Maybe nowadays this, that's fine. Or you can, in my case, it's weird because I was aware of that. I was always aware of these new trends. I started always did .NET programming, kind of full stack, but then these front-end technologies emerged, like Angular, React, all that stuff. So that made me go entirely to backend. I did a little bit of Angular, but then the two worlds split that basically backend job and front-end job were two completely different worlds. So I focused on backend. That's it. Okay. I don't know, because that's the destiny or things got that way. We started. I always search. Okay, this is on demand. Maybe this. Python is on demand, and I started taking some courses. I always went to for example, HackerRank, and I completed a lot of code challenges, and and sometimes try to use a different language, different to C#. Sometimes I use Java, or sometimes I use JavaScript just to do something different, right? But anyway, I mean, at the end, the destiny put me in this. I mean, I even studied a lot of, I did a lot of code challenges, and it studied about different languages. But at the end, I'm doing low code because I mean,
Yeah.
and I'm seeing kind of a starting rise of low code, especially without systems. I'm seeing like more clients, big clients going to these kind of technologies. And actually there is a I think Gartner, one of the big ones, that predicted that by maybe 3-4 years, like half of the big companies will have adopted the low code technologies for their critical applications. So it's kind of a starting trend. I mean, it's not the big one, obviously, but it's kind of a starting, and I think it's going to be a big one. So yeah, I mean, I was just pushed by the destiny. I mean, I didn't, but as long as whatever you do and are doing, just try to do it the best way you can, the more professional way, the best way.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's great advice. Yeah. And I, like how you said, like the code challenges, it's like that gets you in the door. But then when you get in the door, the business is going to go with, I guess, the best business case. And if they can have developers that can build out these internal tools in a week or 2 weeks instead of, however long it would normally take for a lot of these common functions, no code and low code is great. Because when we think about it, all these frameworks, web frameworks, they're kind of, they try to build in and make sure we don't have to keep recreating everything from scratch. So I love that. Yeah. So that's all the questions I had. Clarence, JB, anybody else had anything else to ask? Some great stuff here.
That's all I have. Just wanted to add, check out Outsystems, on your own and see how you like it. To kind of help people get over that anxiety of low code, no code is taking over the development space. So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have any other questions. I guess, Hector, did you have any questions for us?
No, I mean, I could ask a lot of questions to you guys.
All right. Clarence is opening us up, man. No, but Hector, we definitely appreciate everything. And this is a prime example because Hector just left us a comment in the chat. And so we said, hey, let's get some time and connect. And so we were able to learn more about Outsystems and all the great features and benefits that Outsystems provide. So it looks great. I'll probably take some time and try to play around with it a little bit because I am horrible at user interfaces, and it seems like this might help make that a little bit easier for me. I'm the guy that I can do it back end. I'm good, but when making stuff look pretty, I'm not the best. So,
yeah,
so
same here.
Yeah,
I mean, it's, but anyway, if you have a UI UX team and they come with some wireframes, and then you need to do them, you will suffer anyway.
Yeah.
And then someone needs to do it, right?
Yeah.
Someone needs to do it, right?
Just
someone
not me.
Needs to start doing some weird CSS, JavaScript things there. Yeah. It's in that terms, it's the same. I mean, at the end, in this case, Outsystems, it's a low-code platform, helps you a lot of on the back end, and it comes with templates already. That if you like them, you can stick with them. You just put your logo or whatever, and you just stick with the templates. A lot of companies obviously have their own templates, which comes to you need to adapt here and there. But at the end, it's HTML, CSS. It's as any other, as if you used any other thing, right? In that UI part. in the backend, in the code, it's something that helps a lot. I mean, you do things really quickly, and even the code challenges help, because Outsystems is not like does the thing for you. I mean, it will tell you, okay, here's the screen. What do you want me to do there? And then you start doing your stuff. You will see your code in a diagram, and you can do the same things. In like you would do in a code challenge. If you want to use some loop, then you can do loop. If you want to do loop inside another loop and do a bad practice there, as you can still do it. Or you can use you can even simulate kind of hash tables and all that stuff just to do the regular common algorithm best practices. Also, you can do. Yeah, helps a lot. Yeah, so I would encourage everyone to just go to Outsystems, download the Service Studio, play with it. If you have some time, go through the courses they have, just initial courses, do your initial applications. If anyone can contact me if any questions or anything, go ahead.
All right, awesome. All right, everyone. Well, it's been a great episode. Yep. Thanks, Hector, and thank you for sharing with all your great advice and letting us into the 12-year experience that you've had. We really appreciate you reaching out and be willing to join us to show. So, yep. So let's all check out Outsystems and let us know if you all are planning to adopt some of the Outsystems or no-code, low-code framework. So a lot of great benefits there. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Terrence.
I'm Clarence.
JB.
Go ahead, Hector. Get in there. Say it.
Hey, this is Héctor. Thanks. Thank you guys. It was I was really happy to be here.